Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, dreamers, doubters, entrepreneurs, hustlers, overthinkers, and professional procrastinators, welcome. Take a deep breath, because today we are going to talk about one of the most underrated, misunderstood, and yet life-changing principles on earth. Focus on yourself alone. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds selfish. No, it's not selfish. It is self-preservation, self-growth, self-respect, and the only realistic strategy to win in a world where everybody has something to say but nobody has anything to offer. Let me start with some truth. People will talk when you're doing badly. People will talk when you're doing well. People will talk even when you're minding your business drinking water. So since they will talk anyway, focus on yourself alone. You see, life is like an exam. Everybody has a different question paper. But the funny part, people keep peeking into someone else's paper, trying to copy answers that don't even match their own questions. And the teacher, life, is standing there watching us struggle. When you focus on yourself, you realize something profound. Your growth does not require other people's approval. Your dreams do not need a committee. Your future is not a group assignment. And thankfully, your success does not need public opinion. The problem with many people is that they spend 80% of their time checking what others are doing. Meanwhile, their own life is sitting there like, hello, sir. Hello, madam. Are we not going to work on me today? You cannot win a race while watching your competitor's legs. Even a chicken knows this. When it runs, it doesn't look left or right. It focuses forward. That's why it survives. Humans, we run and still turn our neck 180 degrees like owls. Listen, if you want to live a peaceful, productive, and prosperous life, focus on yourself alone. Some people talk because they're curious. Some talk because they're bored. Some talk because it's free, no tax attached. But the most dangerous group? People who talk because they see your potential. Let me tell you something funny but true. Nobody criticizes a parked car. It's only when you start moving that people will suddenly become mechanics, engineers, advisors, and road safety officers. When you start growing, everybody suddenly becomes an expert on your life. You buy a new phone. This one is showing off. You start a business. This one thinks they know everything. You get a promotion. I heard it was through connection. You lose weight. Maybe they're sick. You gain weight. This one cannot control themselves. You see? You cannot win with people. So don't play the game. Play your game. When you understand this simple truth, that people will talk no matter what, you become unstoppable. When they talk, when they whisper, when they post, when they gossip like they are auditioning for a role in a soap opera, smile. Drink water. Do your work. Build your life. And keep moving. Because at the end of the day, you are the one who will live with the results of your actions, not them. You can be talented and still be broke. You can be brilliant and still be stuck. You can have ideas overflowing in your brain like a leaking water tank and still not achieve anything. Why? Because success doesn't reward talent alone. Success rewards focus. Let me give you an example. Put a piece of paper under the sun. Nothing happens. Use a magnifying glass to focus the sunlight on that paper. It starts to burn. Same sun. Different result. Because of focus. A focused mind is powerful. A distracted mind is expensive. You lose time. You lose energy. You lose opportunities. And worst of all, you lose yourself. Many people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they're distracted. Distracted by opinions. Distracted by trends. Distracted by gossip. Distracted by competition. Life is too short and your dreams are too important to waste time on noise. Silence the world. Focus on your lane. Build something great. Let me ask you a question. Have you noticed that the people who are not feeding you, supporting you, helping you, encouraging you, or adding value to your life are the ones with the strongest opinions about your decisions? It's always the people doing the least who have the most to say. Here is your reminder. You don't owe anybody an explanation for why you started your business, why you changed careers, why you left that relationship, why you chose peace over drama, why you cut off toxic people, why you failed and tried again, why you're taking time for yourself, why you're building quietly, why you're dreaming big, why you're choosing you. Your life is not a public service announcement. Let people be confused. Let them wonder. Let them gossip. Let them guess your next move. You just keep moving. One day, the same people who questioned you will start asking, how did you do it? And you will answer, while you were talking, I was working. You cannot control people. You cannot control the economy. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control luck. You cannot control gossip. You cannot control the past. You cannot control the future. But you can control your character, your mindset, your effort, your decisions, your discipline, your habits, your reaction, your growth, your focus, If you invest your energy into what you can control, your life transforms. If you waste your energy on what you cannot control, your life becomes chaos. Let me share a simple formula. Energy plus direction is progress. Energy, direction is stress. Many people are stressed not because their dreams are big, but because their focus is scattered. Focus is the difference between motion and achievement. A man running in circles is also moving, but he's not going anywhere. Don't be busy, be productive. Don't chase everything, chase the right thing. Don't fight every battle, fight the important one. Don't try to please everyone, please your future self. You know what's funny? When you start building quietly, people become uncomfortable. They start investigating your silence. Why is he quiet these days? She's too calm. Something is up. I think he's hiding something. I heard she's planning something secret. Relax. You're not planning a bank robbery. You're simply minding your business and focusing on growth. Here's why building quietly is powerful. When you talk too much, you create expectations. When you act quietly, you create results. When you talk too much, people interfere. When you act quietly, people are confused. When you talk too much, you waste energy. When you act quietly, you save energy. Let your success be your announcement. Let your progress be your explanation. Let your results be your clapback. Success is the sweetest when it surprises everyone, including you. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Stop comparing your slow progress to someone else's overnight success, which took 15 years behind the scenes. Comparison steals your gratitude, your peace, your motivation, your creativity, your individuality, your growth. When you compare too much, you forget your own blessings. Let me tell you a fun secret. Even billionaires compare themselves to someone richer. Even celebrities compare themselves to someone more famous. Even geniuses compare themselves to someone smarter. Comparison never ends unless you end it. Focus on yourself. Grow at your own pace. Work on your own timeline. Celebrate your own progress. And trust your own journey. Your beginning does not determine your ending. You can start with no money, no experience, no support, no connections, no confidence, no certainty. But if you have focus, you already have an advantage over most. Success is not about starting big. It's about starting focused. Small steps taken consistently beat big steps taken occasionally. A tiny seed with the right focus becomes a forest. A tiny idea with the right commitment becomes a company. A tiny effort repeated daily becomes mastery. Never be ashamed of your small beginnings. People may laugh at you today, but they won't laugh forever. Because one day those same people will say, I always knew you could do it. Just smile. And remember how they were laughing while you were building? When you focus on yourself, something magical happens. You begin to understand who you truly are. You start seeing what energizes you, what drains you, what you're good at, what you're gifted at, what matters, what doesn't, what to keep, what to release. Self-awareness is a superpower. People who understand themselves make better decisions and live better lives. Focus on yourself long enough and you won't need external validation anymore. Your happiness becomes internal. Your confidence becomes natural. Your peace becomes unshakable. And that, my friend, is real power. Let's end with some humor, because life itself is funny when you think about it. When you're broke, people say you're lazy. When you're rich, people say you're proud. When you're quiet, they say you're arrogant. When you talk, they say you brag too much. When you dress well, they say you're showing off. When you dress casually, they say you've given up. When you mind your business, they say you're antisocial. When you socialize, they say you're trying too hard. Do you see the joke? No matter what you do, somebody will always have something to say. Since you cannot please them, and since they cannot stop talking, and since life is too short, and since your dreams are too important, the best solution is simple. Focus on yourself alone. Do your best. Live your truth. Enjoy your journey. Grow fearlessly. Dream boldly. Laugh often. Work quietly. And walk confidently, even if your legs are shaking. Because the world belongs to those who mind their business and build greatness while doing so. Your greatest obligation is not to impress others, it is to improve yourself. Your greatest investment is not in other people, it is in your own growth. And your greatest responsibility is not what people say, but what you become. So from today onward, wake up with focus. Work with purpose. Move with confidence. Ignore the noise. Silence the doubts. Trust the process. And keep becoming the best version of you. Remember, people talk, time reveals. Results proof. And the world eventually respects the focused. So go out there and focus on yourself alone. Your future self is waiting.